Southeast Asia. And the close ties between Buddhism and political authority are both illustrated by the traditions surrounding the Emerald Buddha, the most prominent Thai Buddha image. And according to Thai chronicles, the figure is said to have originated in India when the monk Nagasena, assisted by the great god Chakra, obtained the powerful jewel associated with the Chakravartin kingship. The divine architect Vishwakarma then sculpted the image of Nagasena, installed Buddha relics within it. From India, it traveled to Sri Lanka and then on to various locations in Southeast Asia.
It's okay, you can stop.
It's saying that, the kings in Thailand feel like, they have like legitimacy related to the Emerald Buddha, because like the Emerald Buddha goes back to Nagasena and Chakra, who's like the king of the Deva gods. And that one of the other Devas actually built it.
You know what's meant by Chakravartins?
Yeah, that's like the perfect king.
Yeah.
That's like when Buddha could have become when his path was he could become a Buddha or he could become the perfect king. That's like the word they use, Chakravartin. It means like wheel churning king, because it would mean like he would like churn like the wheel of like progress in like the world or whatever. It's like the perfect king.
Yeah, this Emerald Buddha temple in Thailand is pretty famous. I went there for more than 20 years ago.
I've seen it on YouTube. It looks really beautiful.
It's beautiful. This is the temple for the royal temple for the royal families. Yeah, this is beautiful. Yeah, please.
You're gonna have to make it a little bigger for me.
Yeah, it was kind of too small for me too after I started.
It's better.
Bigger.
It's okay.
A little bit more.
No, it doesn't.
Let me smaller again.
Good.
All right, yeah. Let's see. Where did he leave?
This tradition.
This tradition was subsequently associated with an image that first appeared in northern Thailand in the 15th century and was later taken to Laos. In the 18th century, King Chakri, who founded the current Thai dynasty, captured the image during a military campaign in Laos and returned it to Thailand. When he established his capital in Ratnakosin, modern Bangkok, he built for a magnificent image house next to his place. The Buddha figure, in actuality, carved from jade rather than emerald, became identified with the well-being of the dynasty and the Thai nation. And the 3 times a year, with the changing season, the king performs an elaborate robe-changing ceremony in his so I guess at some point it was taken out of the country and then brought back, and so then that's why that Buddha figure became a symbol of that Thai dynasty, I guess. And then 3 times a year they have a ceremony. You know what's weird? Like 2 nights ago, I had a dream, and I don't know why I dreamt this. I had a dream about stealing a jade Buddha. And it is weird we read this. I don't know.
maybe you're gonna be the next king of
Well,
Thailand
it's really weird and I don't, yeah, anyways,
in your next life.
who knows?
Yeah, in the past in Southeast Asia, let me show you the map. Thailand, Burma, and Laos somehow. Let me see here.
That was
The
just wait, that was just wait, I'm just having a really weird synchronicity, but I have a drink inside stuff.
Drink. I do that all the time.
Yeah,
And then like, once even years later, I'll be, oh, yeah.
I'm like kind of shaking.
Shook it.
yeah, you see that here. Here is the Thailand here. See that? So right here. So somehow Myanmar, that's mean Burma. So in the past, somehow they overlap each other. And Cambodia here too, and Laos. So in the past, even back 18th century, there's no actual national border. So the land is shipping from time to time. Yeah.
Borders are imaginary.
Yeah, in these areas, you know, it called Funan. You heard about that Funan Emperor, or the Khmer Emperor. Yeah, and that's the overlap each other then. Okay, let's see here. Let's move down here. Okay. Yeah. Let's see here. I think we will start here. Okay. Tammy, can you read this one? Whether
drawing upon the Varjava ideal, the divine king modeled on the figure of Shakra Indra, are the Buddhist Shakra written Bodhisattva model of kingship. Rulers throughout Southeast Asia consolidated their political legitimacy through ambitious building projects, attempting to mirror within their kingdoms the cosmetic hierarchy of celestial beings dwelling upon sacred Mount Mara, situated at the center of the universe. So in the rulers in Asia, Southeast Asia, were had building projects about the heavens.
You know, we talk about Mount Semeru, right? You know about that? No? Yeah, let me share with you. And Stephen, remember we talked about Mount Semeru, right?
Briefly remember a little bit, yeah.
This is about. This is the you can see here. This is the model here. This is the model of Mount Semeru.
That one on like the far left middle, I think is the one that you showed us before.
Yeah. Oh, this one here.
Yeah.
The hole here. So the hot hell, cold hell. So we are in the southern Cambodia, and the next one to be the celestial realm, the celestial beings in the desire realm. And let me see here. Yeah, the Tusita heaven. Jerry, you know what's meant Tusita heaven?
No.
No. Sam, you know what's meant by Tusita heaven?
That's like one of the higher heavens. That's where.
Not
the
highest.
Buddha's- Well, it's not the highest, but it's one of the ones where, I know that Shakyamuni Buddha's mom,
In here.
Mahamaya went there.
No,
Was that the
in this
story where
here.
She goes up there and.
Oh, no, yeah, Shakyamuni Buddha, before he came to earth, was in Tushita heaven.
Yes.
But yeah, Mahamaya and, Yatang Bongbot were in,
This one,
Tricheta.
this
Yeah.
is the heaven of 33, and Tushita heaven, inner and outer. So all the future Buddha, before they come down here, they would be born in the inner part of Tushita heaven, before they come down here, like Maitreya Bodhisattva. You know, there's all kind.
Tricheta is where, it's like the highest one that's still connected to the physical world.
Yeah, so the whole system, what they call the mouse and marrow system here, at one mouse and marrow system. And that's the idea here.
Most of the like mandalas have like a shape that's like based on this, like Matsumeru. And like the king, you guys know Angkor Wat? It's like the biggest temple on earth. It's like in Cambodia. They based Angkor Wat off of trying to make it like a giant Mount Sumeru. It's like the king of Mount Sumeru, or the king of the Khmer Empire, was supposed to be like the king of the gods and triumphant heaven at the top of Mount Sumeru.
And they say that the less desire we are, the higher we come up. For example, for the celestial beings in the desire realm, they still have some kind of desire like human, but the higher they are, the lesser. So I think we just talk about rather exam. So when they shake their head, hold their hand, that called the union of the male and female, like human. On a higher realm, whenever they look at each other in the attached way, so that the union of male and female, and they produce celestial beings.
That's all it takes.
Yeah,
That's all it takes.
Yeah,
A look.
that's all. Yeah, that's all it takes. If
So
they,
they not only look at each other then?
yeah, if they look at each other in lovely way, that's the way they produce the
Like,
offspring.
And a look of desire. Is that-
Yeah, the
Their
higher they
desire.
are, the lesser the such desire they are. Yeah, and the lower will have a stronger urge. So this is the there's the realm here. That's one. Okay, so Anand, can you read or you're driving, Anand?
No, I cannot read. Sorry, Sai.
Okay. And Stephen, can you read, please?
Yes, Mavakta. According to ancient Sri Lankan chronicle tradition, the Buddhist teaching first came to Southeast Asia through Buddhist missions sent out by King Ashoka in the 3rd century BCE. The earliest architecturological evidence of Theravada Buddhism in this region, however, comes from a series of Pali inscriptions from the Mondaravati Kingdom in Thailand and the lower Theravada Valley of Burma, dating roughly from the 5th to the 8th century CE. The Mon people were early inhabitants of extensive regions of Thailand and Burma who came under the influence of Indian culture, including Theravada Buddhism.
Yeah, you can stop, please. Yeah.
Here, I'm guessing they're just explaining how, basically, according to Bass here, it from Sri Lanka, I'm not quite understanding exactly yet, but they're basically the spread, I guess, of Buddhism here that went through that region here of Southeast Asia from King Ashoka, I believe. So.
Yeah,
And the rest, I am not too familiar with what they're. And I'm guessing the Hmong, the people who are right around that region, I guess, just pretty much took the teaching and then spread it on to the rest of the area.
yeah.
Most like that.
So here, so here again, let's see here, big map then. Probably this one is much easy. You see, can you see that India here? India here. Let me.
Gotcha. I see that make more sense. So
Yep.
it's spread from,
India here, right?
yep,
So
and it goes.
India here. That's where Buddhism. Bihar is where the Buddha was born, and is here around. Oh, no, in Nepal is where the Buddha was born, and Bihar where Buddha attained enlightenment. So it's pretty close. So Buddhism spread to Bangladesh, to Burma, right? Burma, Myanmar, to Thailand, Cambodia, and this is Sri Lanka here. Can you see this? Right. So at first we studied before the Mahayana Buddhism spread to Sri Lanka. That's why they worship the compassionate Bodhisattva. But later on, they have a stronghold of the Theravada tradition, and from here it spread to Burma, Sri Lanka, Laos, Cambodia. In this area, now these belong to Theravada countries. Make sense, and Stephen, right?
Yes, that.
So again, in the past, this kind of error is so flexible because there's no real boundary of the nation. People move around, yeah, until the 18th century.
What's the main religion in Thailand right now?
Now, mainly
Is
Buddhism.
it?
Around 90% of them follow Buddhism.
Which tradition?
Hmm?
Which
Theravada.
It's super conservative. I had a friend that lived in I was talking to a friend and she was a child Thailand, and she said, well, I never saw any of the nuns. I was like, well, oh, that's interesting. And I thought, so I looked into it. I was like, the reason you didn't see any is because there aren't any. The Thai king, and I can't remember, 1928 or something, made it illegal for women to ordain. So if you're Thai and you're female, you want them to, or they mostly.
You see that here? So they offer. This is yeah. You see that? They offer the food for the monk mass. This is one in Burma. Yeah. This one of the big temple in Thailand. Anyway, so
But there's a whole bunch of different ethnic groups in those areas, even though maybe there's like modern borders, there's still a lot of conflict in that area because their ethnic areas don't necessarily coincide with the.
yeah. Anand, you can follow Anand.
Yes, I am following.
Yeah, so here, for example, this is one of the this is in the 2012. I'm opting for 30,000 monks.
I am standing in front of Central Square, which is considered to be one of the famous attractions here in the heart of Bangkok. And this morning, the event that is taking place here is the offering of non-perishable goods to 22,600 monks and novices that came from many different parts of Thailand. This alms offering ceremony is divided into 3 interconnected sections, which is in front of Central World, Siam Paragon, and Pathunam. Many of us who are here today might wonder, why do we have this type of ceremony, which is the alms offering ceremony? Well, let me tell you, it's in order to pay respect and to give thanks to the monks, because the monks, in a way, are our teachers to teach us morals so we know the difference between good and bad and also how to keep our mind clean and clear. Therefore, by offering food to the monastic community, it is to support the monks physically because the monks are supporting us spiritually. This alms offering ceremony is special because this year marks the 2,600 years since the Lord Buddha attained enlightenment. And since we're able to have this alms offering here today, it shows that Buddhism is still flourishing here in Thailand. And another reason for having this big alms offering ceremony here today is to help recuperate and revive the livelihood of many people whose lives were affected both physically and mentally by the flood that took place at the end of last year. This alms offering ceremony serves to give them hope and strength to be stronger than they were before. This morning, we were even privileged to have the Prime Minister of Thailand, Ms. Yingluck Shinawat, to be the chairwoman for this alms offering ceremony. As you saw, many people came to be a part of this event, and after the food was offered to the monks, it will then be bagged and collected and then shipped to the 4 southern provinces of Thailand, because those 4 provinces are known to be very unstable and chaotic, and it has been like that for over 7 years now. And these money will also be sent to aid different victims of different disasters that has occurred here in Thailand. Today's alms offering ceremony is something that can unite many people from all over Thailand and also people who are here visiting from all around the world to come together and show respect to the monastic community and to the Thai culture by the act of kindness, which is giving. My name is Amy Kitayuda. I'm reporting from Central World in the heart of Bangkok, Thailand.
So here, you see that.
Your bones are too small.
Like that?
Your bones are too small.
The bowls are all always like that.
Yeah, that's just metal,
But,
aluminum
yeah,
one.
Bowls are very traditional, so anytime you go like
Yeah.
the Theravada tradition, big robes offering and stuff like that, they have that.
Mm. So over there, you see they carry the big one at the Sri Lanka one?
Yeah, well, it's just, the
Mm.
regular size. The regular size one. I'm trying to think if there's any bigger ones. But,
So-
yeah.
So they're not supposed to eat at evening, right?
Yeah, well, inappropriate time, so yeah, I guess that's evening, I don't know, I think they're a little bit more relaxed about that rule.
Mm.
Because they're, over here, and of course,
So they cook by themselves. Sometimes they cook themselves here.
well, mostly the Sri Lankan community brings them food throughout the week.
Mm.
But they do cook for themselves, really.
Okay, you done reading, right? Okay, Cherry, please, can you read, please? Mm. Here it appear.
It appears from this evidence that the Theravada enjoyed the patronage of political and social elites in these regions. Not necessarily to the exclusion of other forms of Buddhism. The broad-based dominance of the Theravada tradition in the mainland Southeast Asia comes much later as a result of an extensive Theravada reform movement that spread throughout the region from the 11th to the 15th centuries. Beginning with the 11th century conversion of King Anapratha in Pagan by a non-Theravada monk, Theravada centers formed the world of life of this across the region. Their embrace within.
Let me deduce this one. It's too small, huh? Can you read?
Both the elite and popular levels of society. Relations between Anarata's kingdom, centered in Pagan, and the Sri Lankan king Vajabahu I included reciprocal exchange of Buddhist relics, texts, and monks. For example, following a period of South Indian invasions of Sri Lanka, Sri Lankan settlement declined, so precipitously that it was necessary to reestablish the Theravada ordination lineage by bringing monks to Sri Lanka from Pagana. In return, Vijayabhu sent a copy of the Buddhist tooth relic to Pagana. Influence of Burmese monks who had studied in Sri Lanka eventually led the Sri Lankan Mahavihara Theravada lineage to gain a semblance of Burma.
Can you follow?
Follow that. I don't think I can summarize
Yeah.
all that.
Can you follow?
So between Thailand and
Burma, Parchin is Burma. Yeah.
yeah, Burma. I guess that is how by trading some of those relics, I guess they reestablished well, not the trading of the but that's how that they ended up back and forth between Sri Lanka and Burma, and that's why I guess it's the same lineage from that part of Asia,
And
a
so
little bit further north.
the Sri Lankans spread the Theravada Buddhism to Burma, and then whenever the Hindus in South India crushed a lot of the Buddhism in Sri Lanka, then the Theravada Buddhists that they established in Burma
Came back down.
So they come back forth.
Yeah.
That's the support system there. In Sri Lanka, Burma, Thailand, and so forth.
So pagan, is that a location or pagan like the
The
religion?
name, not the.
Yeah,
That's what
it's a
it's-
city, yeah.
It's a
Yeah,
city.
the city of one of the city of Burma, not.
It's like-
Okay, excuse me. That's not where it's from. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, we see the two relics, right? The two
Mhm.
relics, have you seen that before, right?
Yes, that's something to go.
No, okay, so the two relics of the Buddha was celebrated every years. Candy. Candy.
Show your dog.
This area is Kandy, nestled at the foothills of the hill country. It lies on the banks of the Mahueli River. The sacred tooth of the Buddha, symbolic of the sovereignty of the island, is preserved here in its own temple. Ever since the 4th century, when Buddha's tooth was hidden from sacrilegious hands in an Orisian princess's hair, the relic has grown in repute and holiness in Sri Lanka and throughout the Buddhist world. As a tourist, one can share along with the local people the flower offering to Buddha. And if you're lucky, you might even witness the ancient cleansing ritual carried out by the Buddhist monks prior to entering the inner sanctum of the sacred tooth relic. A visit to Sri Lanka in August will guarantee the sight of the famous Perahera festival, when the Buddhist tooth is paraded around the city on the back of an elephant in what is probably Asia's biggest celebration.
Yeah. So basically they put that Buddha tooth in the shape, like the shape of the bank. So they now every year to celebrate this one of the biggest event in Sri Lanka. Yeah, still growing. You've been in Sri Lanka, right? In Indonesia.
Yeah, and lots of other parts of Southeast Asia.
It's still growing, don't you?
Yeah,
Yeah,
according to
it's
according to the belief. Yeah. Okay. You want to read this? the Buddha and the gnats. Can you see?
Yeah, I see. Yeah, yeah, I said name, and I was like. The Buddha and the Nats begun by King Mandalaka and completed by his son King Zika in the 11th century CE. The Shwazigang Pagoda is the most important relic shrine in Thailand, and it remains a popular pilgrimage site for Burmese Buddhists, especially during the annual festival held in November and December. The shrine served as a prototype for later Burmese stupa construction. And the tradition holds that it enshrines several important relics, including Buddha's collarbone, frontal bone, and a replica of the tooth relic that King Maharaja obtained from Sri Lanka. The shrine owes its popularity in part to images of the 37 nuts, featuring spirits venerated for the worldly benefits that were originally displayed on the pagoda's terraces, but that now has been a box.
You follow?
Yeah. So the king on the rock. It's basically talking about the relic in the two, and it got its popularity in the 37 minutes. And then it also has this collarbone.
Yeah, if you visit India, yeah, some Indian museums still hold the Buddha relics. Yeah, and I don't know about this, but I believe collarbone, right? Collarbone is what? This is one here, collarbone, and frontal bone, frontal bone. Yeah, let me type for you. This is the
I've never heard of that, so
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to say.
Huh?
The 37 Nats, super.
Yeah.
Pull that out. Yeah.
Yeah, this one here, see, this is so beautiful. This one here.
The power of a.
I went to Thailand, so the tradition is that every Buddhist, whenever they come to temple, they will buy the golden leaf. You know whether you know golden leaf. It's not much expensive. I don't know, could be about 14K. So after that, after they bought it, they will peel it off and placed on and passed on the Buddha statue when they walk into the Buddha temple. They offerings there. Yeah. This one is the most famous temple. This is one of the rock. So you see this one here? Have you seen this one?
Yeah, I saw it.
It's very strange.
Rising 3,600 feet above sea level, Mount Chaitio is a cool respite where people can see a monument that appears to defy gravity, shrouded both in clouds and in ancient mythology. A 1,000 years ago, There was a kingdom deep in a region called Vermont. One day, the king encountered a Buddhist hermit. The hermit held a strand of Buddha's hair inside his hat and offered it to the king. In return, the hermit insisted the hair should be enshrined in a pagoda built on a rock the shape of his head. The king enlisted a god to search the world for the rock. At last, he found it at the bottom of the ocean. He had the rock pulled from the sea floor, then lifted to the top of Mount Chaitio. After balancing the rock on the mountain, the king built a pagoda on top and enshrined the Buddha's hair inside. The hermit's wish was finally fulfilled. This legend makes the Chaitio Pagoda one of Burma's most popular shrines. It's a natural wonder made sacred by stories. The rock is 25 feet high, balancing precariously on the edge of an abyss. To the human eye, it appears baffling. To the devoted, it's proof of the divine. They believe that the rock stays in balance because of Buddha's miraculous powers. Few Burmese question the geology. Instead, they are devoted to the mythology. The more that a site is shrouded in myth and miracles, the more important it is to pray there. Visitors hope the miraculous aura will help their prayers
See
come
that
true.
they passed the golden leaf, yeah. So is it beyond human thinking?
Me?
Right? Is it beyond human thinking, right? That can fall any times. What is that?
How long is it been there?
I think probably more than 1,000 years. Yeah.
How they build on
No, they don't build it. It's there.
the pagoda? No,
This,
they built the pagoda on top of it,
yeah,
right?
probably they may climb up. I don't know.
They must
Look at
have
there.
fucked up, yeah.
Look at here. You see the spike in the middle? The spike here. You see that the spike here?
But that's why it stays golden, is because they keep putting
The gold.
gold. Okay.
But you see that they found the
Yeah.
gravitation, right?
Yeah, I don't imagine them trying to get there.
No, get how that the myth there, but still it's go beyond human thinking, right? If that type of rock, even small one, it be fall out, but it's been 1,000 years already. It's stuck with that. There's no clue, no nothing else. See the space there, right? Yeah, you see the space. Yeah. So sometimes.
Have you seen the one in Saudi Arabia? The things.
What is that?
It's not really floating, but it look the one in Saudi Arabia.
Uh-huh.
Is it a Buddhist place?
No, it's a Muslim, but it's a kind of along the similar, like it gets venerated because, because it really defies the way that you think the world should work.
Yeah, we don't know how we can stand by itself like that. Right, Sam? You can explain to the children in that way.
And then they let people touch it and stuff, like.
See, it's still, it's 1,000 years. It's still there.
Imagine being
You just
like,
walk up to it.
Yeah, climb up here. Yeah, they probably, otherwise they would not. Here, the pagoda up there. They should climb up there, to do to put the stupa up there, right?
Yeah.
They may use the ladder, whichever. This is to go all out. Yeah, Anand, can you see Anand?
Dạ thầy.
Yeah, and Stephen, you see that? They go again.
Yes, Mopak, and I see that. Mhm.
Contemplation, right? Let's go beyond human thinking. Sometimes that's what the spiritual world about. Okay, so let's see.
Or the pyramids, there's a lot of really,
Mhm.
there's a lot of evidence that
Yeah,
we just
sometimes.
we don't wrap our heads around.
Yeah, sometimes we can't. Yeah,
least not
please,
yet.
Sam. Next one, please.
Um,
Given.
Given the pervasive cultural connections between Sri Lanka and Burma and Thailand, similarities among the regional traditions of Theravada Buddhism currently practiced throughout these countries should not be surprising. There are, however, some important differences as well. Although the Buddhist Sangha occupies a central place in Theravada practice in all of its regional forms, it has been institutionalized somewhat differently in Sri Lanka and Southeast Asia. For example, it has long been a common practice among most Thai and Burmese males to spend a period of their time as members of the Sangha. As a consequence, a far greater proportion of the Thai and Burmese populations have personal experience of Buddhist monastic life than is the case in Sri Lanka, where only those seriously intending to remain in the Sangha for life are encouraged to seek ordination. Yeah, so I think we talked about that in this class before, how like I know in Thailand it's normal for young men when they like grow up to be like a month or like 6 months or a year or like 2 years, and then they like disrobe and go back to like the white person life. But in Sri Lanka, that's not normal.
Well, yeah, it's just, yeah.
Yeah, they are like, if you're gonna be a monk, you have to be a monk forever in Sri Lanka. At least you're supposed to be. In Thailand, and I guess Burma, I don't know very much about Burma, honestly, but in those places it says that they can just do it temporarily, basically. It's like a normal thing. I know that like the king, when he's a prince, does it in Thailand.
Yeah.
In the Theravada tradition, sorry.
Another.
Oh, another important difference is the extent to which the Sangha has been subject to a centralized bureaucratic organization. Although there have been periods of greater and lesser centralization in the history of the Sri Lankan Sangha, it has, for the most part, remained free of strong centralized authority. In contrast, the Theravada Sangha in Southeast Asia has tended towards greater centralization under royal authority. In particular, the 19th and early 20th century, the reform of the Sangha in Thailand led to the state-supervised monastic bureaucracy with an elaborate system of uniform education for monks. So, yeah, like I was saying, in Thailand, like rather Buddhism and their government leadership or whatever became heavily involved in whether it was educating Buddhists, influencing monastic code, including not allowing women. So
in Thailand, they have Buddhist monk.
Police.
Buddhist monk. Buddhist who watch over for the monk.
Yeah.
Yeah. If any monk mess up, they will put them in jail.
Yeah, so they have their own jails too?
Yeah. Yeah. If
they're separate from the
they're
other.
separate from the
yeah, it wasn't too long ago that one of those Thai monks got in huge trouble for I guess he had pretty decent sized muscles, and there was a picture of him without his shirt on, and yeah, he went like straight.
It's very serious. It's very
It
serious.
was like a big like offense.
So those Buddhist monks put them in the jail or take care of the monks, or so called the noble police will not touch them. They have a separate system, so they're more centralized in Thailand, in Burma, even Sri Lanka too. That's why they have great influence on the state. Yeah. And in Vietnam, yeah, they centralize at one organization before they have all kind of denomination, but after 1975, so they unify one.
So they have the same thing that people place them.
No, in Vietnam they don't have Buddhist monk. Only in Thailand. I don't know about Burma, but in Thailand for sure they have.
But they have a central organization for Buddhists.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, so okay. Yeah, please. Is your turn, right, Mr.
Oh, I just,
I guess it's Dan's turn.
Oh, and Stephen, can you read please, Stephen?
Yes, Mofate. Theravada tradition in Burma, Myanmar, and Thailand, as in Sri Lanka, experienced revival movements in the 19th and 20th centuries. In both Sri Lanka and Burma, which were under British colonial rule, the Buddhist revival was closely linked with the independence movement. In Thailand, which retained its independence, the reform movement was initiated under royal auspices, most notably during the reign of King Rama IV, reigned in 1851 to 68, who had been a monk for 27 years. I'm guessing they're pretty much saying that the Theravada tradition there in Burma and Thailand, which was somewhat similar to Sri Lanka, there continue to thrive into the 19th and 20th century there. And of course, Sri Lanka and Burma, there was also with the British trying to colonize most area, I guess. Buddhist still, was closely survive, of course, and then of course carry on. And then of course Thailand was already independent. They had no other colonization, so they retained their just their Theravada forms, I guess. So Mofate.
Thank you. So you see, look, King Rama IV, he's been monk for 27 years. Imagine, like if you were a king, you let go everything to become a Buddhist monk for that long. Not easy. Not easy. There's all kind of temptation, all kind of responsibility, especially temptation. No way. Yeah, they have to have the will. So he set up the model, the monk in the country to follow. Yeah.
You kind of hear this spiritual, financial thing about where people say, you can get so far, like you can make all kinds of money, you can have all kinds of power, but like if you're really pretty spiritually ascended, those things too don't really, you really recognize the lack of substance those things have. So it's also possible, once you get to that point where you have all those things and you realize, oh, that's not satisfaction, that's not free, that's just creating more suffering in my life.
Not easy. If you were queen, there's no way for you to come up with.
I mean, if like you're just one of those people that are spiritually there and you see through all of that,
they can let go.
But doesn't it say the opposite? Doesn't it says he was a monk to a king, or was a king the monk?
So he was the monk for 27 years before he became a king.
Yeah, so that'd be hard. That would be a harder transition, I would think. Become king after being.
Yeah, not easy. Not easy because imagine, right? When you were monk or a nun, right? You have to follow all kind of rules. For a king in the past, you whichever thing you want, you're a king. That's the opposite. The two opposites position situation. That's why it's not easy. So he should have some kind of motivation to devise the monastic communities. That's why he remained as Buddhist monk for 27 years.
I think it's interesting, like, I don't know a ton about it, but how Thailand stayed independent whenever all of its neighbors were getting colonized is just like diplomacy. They didn't really have to really fight anybody. They just did diplomacy really well. Like whenever the British took over India and Burma and Sri Lanka, and like the French took over Cambodia and Laos and Vietnam, like Thailand was in the middle, and they basically just like did diplomacy and were like kind of just played Britain and France off of each other, so they like never got taken over. I think maybe part of it is because like they had like the wisdom from being in mind.
Yeah, probably. There's some kind of spiritual spiritual.
Because they never had to do really any violence to stay independent, which is unusual.
Yeah, they allow the Pope come in. They allow any Christian missionaries come, so they can spread Christianity, Catholicism, and so far around the country freely. So the important is how to keep the root for the people. They would not change. It's not easy. Yeah. Yeah. So and in Vietnam later on we can study in Vietnam. One monk, one king, he let go of the kingship and become a Buddhist monk to establish the Truklam Zen. And we talk about that Truklam Zen.
I think you mentioned them before.
Yeah. So it's pure rare, not easy. It's
I
pure
wonder
rare.
if there's a higher incidence of kings that ordain or more like monastics that later on took on some sort of political authority.
There's one that is not easy.
Yeah, I mean, I just wondered like what the percentage of.
It's pure rare.
Yeah.
It's pure rare. Only when they have strong motivation.
Yeah.
They'll become Buddhist monk. Otherwise, because in the past when they were king, they could have anything they want to in life. Right. And no one control them. But when they were Buddhist monk and nuns, they have following the rules, the monastic rule. Without spiritual awakening, spiritual inclination and motivation, there's no way for them.
Oh yeah,
there's no way for them to
become a very special person, I'm sure.
Yeah. Okay, so let's stop here today then.